What's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today, we got probably the most important video before the end of the year and to start the new year, because the whole point of this video is I got to give you guys 10 upcoming altcoins I want you guys to pay attention to see where they launch, see if you guys can get in their launch as well, because we've gotten into pretty much all of their private sales, right? And you guys may want to get into the public sale, not financial advice, of course, but these are some of the hottest upcoming projects as well. Now, before we get into all of that, I would like to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. We're on the road to 20K subscribers. We're going to close out the year pretty well here, right? And if you guys want to get into some upcoming projects, private sales, you guys got to join that Patreon, because these are going to be some bangers that we getting into for the new year. We have been getting prepared for this next upcoming bull run. We have gotten into a lot of bangers that you're going to see on this list. And if you guys do not want to miss out on any of them, you guys got to join that Patreon, join the Discord. Well, join the Discord first, ask your questions on how the Patreon works. Then you guys can decide if you guys want to sign up for the Patreon or not. Of course, you guys know the OG tier has been closed for a while now, so people have been getting into some upcoming projects at a crazy discount. Now for you guys to get in, you guys need to get into that $80 tier. But let's get right into the video, guys. So the first project you guys are going to want to pay attention to is called Layer Zero. Now, Layer Zero may be doing an airdrop at some point in time in 2024. Could be the Q1 of 2024, right? So you guys need to pay attention to this, because Layer Zero is an omni-chain interoperability protocol. Now, a lot of people still aren't really focused on interoperability, but I think interoperability is a big narrative. It already started to show with CCIP and Chainlink, right? Now, I believe Layer Zero is going to be one of those big interoperability protocols. We already have Router, we have CCIP with Chainlink, we have Axler as well. So Layer Zero has raised a crazy amount of money with some of the biggest investors, including Uniswap, AZ16, Polygon, Binance Labs, Avalanche, Coinbase Ventures, and there's so much that already invested into Layer Zero. They have probably a lot more chains that they're actually operating on as of right now than like all the interoperability protocols that's out on the market as of right now. When you scroll down and you check their ecosystem, essentially you guys can see some of the biggest projects already on here. From Beam, you got our favorite Shrapnel here, right? You got Bitcoin even up here, Canto, Aave. There's a lot more that you guys can go ahead and look into, right? Now, the ecosystem is the most important thing when it comes down to something like this. One of the hottest gaming projects that people are really talking about, like Portal, is actually using Layer Zero in terms of their interoperability protocol to expand to different chains. They have Seedify that we're going to go talk about right now. So Seedify will be using Layer Zero's protocol to basically incubate projects across BNB chain, Arbitrum, and different chains like that. So Seedify is actually growing as well, and they're using Layer Zero to grow, right? So let's get into the next interoperability protocol, which if you guys have already missed Layer Zero or have not been farming for Layer Zero, you should be farming for this one. It's called Wormhole. Now we are trying to get into the opportunity to get into the private sale of this via OTC, because this one is also going to be a good one. Like I said, if you guys already miss Layer Zero, you guys do not want to miss Wormhole. Now, Wormhole was pretty much doing the same thing as Layer Zero in terms of interoperability, and they have raised around the same amount of money as Layer Zero. But when it comes down to Wormhole, these guys are actually the most used protocol that Uniswap is using to get across different chains. So to me, that's a huge sign for Wormhole's success. I believe that Layer Zero and Wormhole are going to be the two projects that some people are going to want to pay attention to when it comes down to the interoperability protocols. And Wormhole is not a slouch either. They actually do have some big projects in their ecosystem as of right now. You guys can scroll down. They're even targeting Aptos and Sui. So that is huge if you guys want to get around different chains that are not EVM compatible. Now, their cross-chain ecosystem fund is crazy as of right now. They do have some big names in it already and have some money in this fund. As you guys can see, Avalanche is on here, BenQ, Centrifuge, Peak, right? Linear, Aptos, Algorand. So there's a lot of big projects that are actually in this ecosystem fund. So I think Wormhole is actually going to be another good interoperability play that you guys are going to want to pay attention to. These guys are also possibly doing an airdrop that you guys may want to get. And if you guys want to learn a little bit more about Wormhole, I'll leave a video on the cards up top. I pretty much made a video on all these projects that are coming out, and I'm going to leave them in the top for you guys to keep doing your research on. Now the third project is called Peak. Now their sister chain is already out called Crest, which is on Kusama. If you guys already know about the Polkadot ecosystem, you guys know that a lot of projects have their own Kusama project, their sister project that launches on Kusama first and comes on over the Polkadot. Peak is going to be on Polkadot, and they're building a layer 1 for deepin. Now, if you guys don't know about deepin, this is one of the narratives I've been very bullish on. I've talked a lot about. I'll leave that video on the cards up top. Deepin is essentially in the whole IoT category. It's just a decentralized physical infrastructure that basically connects everything. Now, Peak already has been making some waves when they have announced some big things over at Polkadot Decoded 2023, basically bringing about 100 Teslas on chain. And as you guys can see, these guys are the fastest growing deepin ecosystem, and I do think these guys will be probably the biggest deepin project that we may want to actually try to get into as early as possible. Now, we did get into private sale of Peak, so we're pretty much happy about that. So when you guys look at Peak, you guys can see the ecosystem is growing fast, right? Fortune 500 enterprise adoption, multi-chain machine ID support, and they have huge numbers of users and a number of machines. This is what I was talking about when it comes down to the Teslas that they brought on chain. And as you guys can see from the integrations, they got Ocean and Fetch AI, right? So I think there's going to be a lot more that's going to be building from Peak, and I'm going to keep a close eye on these guys, right? Now, as I told you guys, their sister chain, their sister altcoin is out called Crest, and a lot of people have been playing this as well. It did like a 45, maybe a 50x or so from the lows, right? More people were playing this in terms of the potential airdrop that people holding Crest can get for Peak. So Peak has a lot of hype, and that's why I'm putting it on this list, and I want you guys to pay attention to it as well, especially as a deepin narrative, because that sector is going to be growing pretty fast. RWAs, deepin, those are something that you guys are going to have to pay attention to as well. Fourth project we have for you is Supra Oracle. This is akin to Chainlink as of right now. Some people are saying that this is going to be the second best Oracle project that is going to be coming out, right? Well, going to be in the market. They have done a pre-sale, and they're actually going to be doing an airdrop. As you guys can see, there's going to be a 400 million Supra token airdrop. So the goal behind Supra Oracle right now is to help facilitate the mass migration of Web 2 into Web 3 by turbo charging oracles, right? This is going to be a cross-chain Oracle, interoperable Oracle. As you guys can see, it's already live on 40 different networks, and pretty much they're all widely used, from Avalanche to Base to Arbitrum to Sui. So these guys are moving quickly when it comes down to Oracle, which is why people believe this is going to be the second best Oracle in terms of data providing, right? Of course, Chainlink is number one, and it does a lot already, but now people are going to be looking towards Supra, and they have recently announced that they will be integrating into Linear as well. So Supra is moving at pretty fast, guys. This is going to be something that you may want to pay attention to if you missed your chance at even investing into Chainlink back in the hundreds of millions. Wherever you guys may have seen Chainlink early, right, you may want to look into Supra Oracle as well. Now, this is where things get exciting from right here, because we're going to be covering a lot of gaming projects here. I believe that gaming is going to have a crazy 2024 to 2025. Right now, some of the hottest gaming projects are launching, well, not launching, but announcing pre-sales, private sales. They're going to be focused on launching in 2024, and you guys do not want to miss out on these, because as you guys know, the hype is going crazy right now. Anything that Alex Becker announces, especially when it comes down to gaming, does crazy numbers, and if it's already not out, people are now widely interested in, which now leads us to Bloodloop. Bloodloop is a Valorant type game that is going to be building on Avalanche as of right now, right? These guys are looking pretty good. Their Web3 gamers are really hot about this as of right now. There's a lot of games on Avalanche that is coming out that we're going to cover here, right? But just games in general are what people are tuned into as of right now. And Bloodloop did announce that they're going to be on Citizens Capital, which is the launch pad connected to Neo Tokyo, which is why it brought a lot of hype towards Bloodloop. As of right now, Bloodloop has been getting talked about crazy. Their NFTs has went crazy because people that hold their NFTs get the opportunity to get into the pre-sale. Now, they're already being incubated as well by Cetify. They're going to be launching on Cetify. Cetify is going to be another launch pad that a lot of people are going to want to actually get into for the games that is going to be launching there, because the games that launch there actually do fairly well. And you also got Bytes token that you guys can use to try to get into the blood loop as well. So this is going to be an opportunity for you guys to pay attention to and be early on an upcoming gaming project that you guys may not want to miss out on. So Ready Games is going to be the next project that you guys want to pay attention to. Now, this thing started to garner a lot of hype, as Elio talked about it in one of his videos, right? These guys are basically looking to become one of the biggest, well, the biggest mobile gaming infrastructure out there. They're going to be using two innovations to actually make this as big as possible. One being their layer 3 as a service, and then two being their layer 0 interoperability protocol. So this thing right here is looking like it's going to be interesting. Like I said, a lot of people are really excited about this one in terms of the release, and we are excited because we got into the private sale of this as well, and they have a new partnership with Aptos. So when it comes down to infrastructure gaming, Ready Games is probably going to be one of the big ones that most people are going to want to get into. And having some of the big influencers like Elio and Alex Becker probably talk about this a lot is actually going to bring so much hype to Ready Games, right? So keep this on your radar. Next, we got Qorpo. This thing has already been so hyped just because of the Citizens game itself, right? Now, these guys have Citizens Conflict, which has the most hype around it already. I think recently they tried to put a token out for Citizens Conflict and didn't work out. So now they're having a overarching token, which is going to be the QOPR token. This is going to be for all the games that's going to be under this infrastructure here, this studio here, right? So the first game is Citizens Conflict. You got Animate here, and I think you got Egos, which is another new one, and they're going to have a lot more games here. It seems like Decimated is already under here, Magic Craft, right? Dragon Masters. So these are probably going to be some games that's going to be on here, but I do know the two games that is primarily built in this studio is going to be the Animate and Citizens Conflict, right? Now, this thing is getting a lot of hype because people are playing Citizens Conflict, and some people, there's some decent reviews around it. There's some bad reviews, right? You got Web 2 gamers that don't like the game. You got Web 3 gamers that do like the game. But as of right now, I do think that QORPO is going to be a decent project for the next run. This is mainly because, as you guys can see, 10 dApps on Polygon with the highest user activity in the past 30 days, and you got QORPO right now, which has a lot of users around it. So there's a lot of people that are really using this dApp as of right now, playing the game. So I'm interested in this, but I want to know what you guys think on that. Next, you got My Pet Hooligan, right? We did get access to this private sale as well, but we did skip out on it just due to the fact of the long vesting schedule upon it and not knowing the actual price that the token is going to be coming out right now. So a lot of things is to be determined about this, but these guys already have a successful NFT project that people actually are trading and buying, and it was under an ETH, and now it has run back over an ETH. As you guys can see from Jesus here, he says My Pet Hooligan wouldn't be under an ETH for a long time. So this right now, people are probably buying this probably because using the NFT could give you access to the pre-sale. That's what they're probably betting on, or an airdrop for NFT holders, right? So this is going to be something that you guys may also want to pay attention to. I don't know if you guys may or may not want to get at the NFTs because it's already at an ETH, and that's already a high price for an NFT, in my opinion, right? Sometimes I really don't like NFTs associated with games just because of the high volatility when it comes down to NFTs and how expensive they can become. But you guys let me know what you guys feel about that one. Next, you have Portal, which has been the most controversial game in all of Web3 as of right now. There's been a lot of FUD behind it. There's a lot of people that are really interested in it. They recently had their pre-sale. We did get into the private sale, but we also did get refunded because of the FUD. People didn't know what was true or not. You know, some people are saying that these guys are basically doing a crazy marketing scheme that has not been working, or has been working for some people because of the way it's going for them. But I made a video on this that I'm going to leave in the cards up top for you guys to check it out. I do believe that Portal is going to be a crazy game that if you got access to the pre-sale, which you all should have had if you paid attention to this channel, and if you got in, you're probably going to do well. I don't think this is a scam, but I do think that their marketing tactics just ruined a lot of things for them. I do believe that what Portal is looking to do is pretty much very important in the gaming space as of right now, because Portal is designed for an interconnected user experience. They're trying to enable the first billion gamers to jump between games on any platform, meaning any different chain, right? This is an interoperability protocol for games, essentially being able to use one wallet to be able to connect to different games. And this is where some of the FUD lies in, where they said they have pretty much over 200 games integrated with them, where some people are questioning that some of these games haven't even said they're integrated with these guys. So there's a lot of things that's going on with Portal, but I do think that these guys can be successful. If not, they're going to lead to the next project that'll probably be successful in terms of what they're trying to tackle when it comes down to interoperability between games. Now, the last banger of a project I have for you guys is called Heroes of Mavia. This thing right now has been getting a lot of attention. We have not gotten into the private sale of it yet, but I do think that we will get the opportunity pretty soon. And there's some other ones that we're going to actually talk about in this video as well. I want to give you guys some bonus picks that you guys need to probably pay attention to as well, right? But as you guys can see, Heroes of Mavia has been backed by Binance Labs, Crypto.com, right? Where is it at? Merit Circle here, Animoco Brands. And you guys know how I feel about Animoco Brands. These are a pretty big project, a pretty big investment firm that I tend to pay attention to a lot. Now, the analytics for Mavia right here, Heroes of Mavia, is pretty good, right? They have 345k users on the beta waitlist, right? 24 minutes of average daily playtime. You got 12k daily active users. Day 7 of retention, they have 42%. Total battles fought is essentially 182,000, and they got the 5 monthly active users. So this is good. A lot of people are really interested in Heroes of Mavia, and I think you guys may want to pay attention to this as well. So let me give you guys some bonus picks before we end this video. So first we have BitsCrunch here, which is going to be an AI analytic platform for NFTs, and I think this is going to be huge. They have Animoco Brands behind them and everything. This is going to probably be bigger when NFTs actually start to get a crazy buzz, right? So this is going to be something you may want to pay attention to as well. Next, we have Hyperplay, which is also going to be akin to what Epic Game Stores is doing and things like that. They have MetaMask that have invested behind them, right? So there's going to be a lot of basically games that's going to be looking to list here. Web3 games. This is more so like a Web3 game launcher. Instead of, like, you know, going to Epic Games and things like that, you're going to be using Hyperplay if they become as successful as Epic Games. Now, the last project I want you guys to pay attention to is called Providence. These guys are extremely hype when it comes down to AVAX gaming as of right now. People are looking to try to get into the pre-sale or private sale of this as of right now. I haven't gotten into the private sale just yet, but I am trying to get into it. This thing has a lot of hype behind it as of right now, and I do want to get into it, right? So this is going to be the last gaming project for you guys to pay attention to as well. But you guys let me know, what games, what altcoins are you guys really hyped for going into 2024, 2025? Let me know in the comment section down below. Remember, we're on the road to 20k subscribers, so if you guys want to help out with that, hit that red subscribe button, and I'll check you guys later. Peace, YouTube.